Judgment in the murder trial of Northwest billionaire Wandile Bozwana is expected to continue at the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria this morning. Bozwana was killed execution style in October 2015 while traveling from Johannesburg to Pretoria with his business associate Mpho Baloyi. 4 suspects were arrested, including Vusi Khekhe Mathibela, who's dubbed Mamelodi's #1 tsotsi. For more on the story, let's cross live to our colleague Molemo-Waone, Mothoa. Molemo-Waone, you've been there since yesterday. Just give us a recap of yesterday and what we can expect today.
Good morning, Desiree. Indeed, we are back here at the Pretoria High Court, where Judge Papi Mosopa has started summing up the evidence of the trial of the Northwest businessman Wandile Bozwana, who was killed in 2015 in Pretoria whilst he was coming back from Johannesburg to Pretoria with his business partner. And we know that all the 4 alleged killers have denied any involvement in his killing, and they've also actually chose not to testify, instead calling witnesses to testify on their behalf. And we also heard yesterday that 2 trials within trials were conducted and 60 witnesses were called to testify. But just to get a sense of what really happened on that day, I'm standing here with Bozwana's friend Themba Gwabeni, just to reminisce on the fate or the day of the fatal shooting.
Well, listening to yesterday's evidence by the judge is quite devastating. To think that on that fateful day we had 2 telephone conversations with Bozwana around 9 and 1 o'clock. But it is heartbreaking to hear what actually happened. It's something that one would never think of, that on broad daylight people can follow someone like a pack of hyenas until they assassinated him. We are confident that finally justice will be served. Much as it is heartbreaking and painful, even for the killers themselves, you think of their families, and it's mind-boggling to think that people can really do that. But we are hopeful that today justice will be served. From the chronology of events, as the judge put it, it's quite clear that there is no escape. And we commend the police for a diligent work that they have done thus far to place all of them there in the scene. There are over 800 cameras that caught them, their cell phone. The evidence is overwhelming. I have no doubt in my mind that justice will not be served.
And Dr. Gwabeni, as Bozwana's friend, yesterday I tried locating the family, but was made to understand that they are not here. How have they been coping? Have you been in touch with them?
Yes, 2 months ago I was in Kuruman. I met with the old lady. She is not well at all. She's not well at all. It's just devastating. I intend that after the trial I will pay them a visit just to give them a proper briefing as to what transpired. As you know, that these are merely the foot soldiers. We are waiting in anticipation to get the master who gave the orders. Until then, I don't think that we'll have to rest.
Thank you, Ray Gwabeni. And I'm also here with Mr. Malusi Mulewa, who is the deceased friend. Tate Mulewa, just thinking about that fatal incident and the way the trial has panned out over the years, what would be your reaction?
Yeah, indeed, Molemo, it's been a long time coming. Yesterday we thought it's going to be the D-Day. Unfortunately, the judge was somewhat also tired and had to postpone to today. And unfortunately, we had to relive that day once more through the judge reading the judgment of what happened on that fateful day. You know, it brought back such sad memories of losing a business partner, a friend, someone that I looked up to as a mentor. And we're hoping that, you know, today we will finalize and somewhat get some closure in the killing of Wandile Bozwana. I really hope we do get justice and we are all able to move on with our lives. It's really been a long 7 years of having to live with this thing, and we hope today that's the day that it comes to an end, and we're looking for a guilty decision from the judge. Yeah.
And as a business partner, how did this really impacted on you?
It really had a huge impact, especially looking at the businesses and what happened to the legacy that Wandile had started. Some of the businesses had to be liquidated, some had to be put under business rescue, some did not make it through, to where we would have loved them to be. But we tried to soldier on, kept most of the stuff that we were working with Wandile, and we still are continuing even up to today. We are happy to say he would be proud of what we've achieved as a business, and I know I speak on behalf of everyone to say we are happy of what we've achieved business-wise in terms of continuing his legacy and carrying on what we know he would have wanted to do had he been around. Yeah.
Thank you so very much. Desiree, there was Mr. Molewa, who's the business partner of Bozwana. And we've heard yesterday the judge saying that the prosecution put it before court that the 4 alleged killers had a common purpose to kill. Their movements actually were traced from Johannesburg, the Suntan City, Nelson Mandela Square, and all the places that the deceased and his friend and business partner Mpho Baloyi were actually seen at, up to Pretoria where the incident took place. And at one stage, the cell phone records showed that Vusi Mathibela also was at or near the vicinity of the incident after the shooting. And as it is, the 4 have not actually pleaded guilty as well. But as to how this will pan out will be determined after Judge Mosopa handed down the judgment. As we've heard as well that before, the 3 co-accused pointed fingers at Vusi Khekhe Mathibela, saying that he actually was the one who ordered the killing, and also even promising to pay for that. But as I've said, that the judgment will actually, at the end of the day, be the one that shed light to what had happened on that fateful day.
Molemo-Waone, Mothoa coming to us from the Pretoria High Court. Thank you so much.